Okay, day 126, Hillary's Henchmen. In the last episode, I talked about McCain, and McCain and Hillary really got together when she became a senator, along with David Petraeus, and kind of boxed the Senate Armed Services Committee to make sure the agenda of the DOD went through. The DOD's agenda is to topple governments, to get the resources, and then create police actions, police farming operations through DynCorp, which is all your sex trafficking and organ harvesting, etc. So when I say there's a deep state, I'm not saying it's Democrats for Hillary and Republicans for McCain. I'm saying it's DOD plants versus people who are more democracy oriented. So there's been at least a 20-year program that began with Bill Clinton, but went on through the Bush administration to ferret out the people in these 30 different federal agencies that DynCorp has the information backbone to ferret out the people that are democracy-oriented and put in the people that are DOD plants. That program was called the Presidential Decision Directive 62, sorry about that, and that was signed on in May of 1997. Basically, it called for disruption, and a disruption campaign is called an anti-insurgency campaign. It called for the CIA to bring their kind of dirty tricks and tactics and so forth and combine them with the FBI. And there were several FBI whistleblowers that talked about how the FBI was now being used to surveil against political opponents, how Hillary was using this program to go against Bill's impeachment opponents and so forth. Here's a 1974 article by Cy Hirsch, who's kind of my guiding light in journalism, about the chaos program against individuals who are anti-war protesters and so forth. So this whole idea of DOD versus democracy. And these are just two examples. This was kind of a rebirth. PDD 62 was kind of a rebirth of this old chaos program, only a little bit nastier. Okay, so tonight you're going to hear about White Helmets. It's probably going to win the documentary award, Academy Award for documentary. Ava Bartlett, Canadian journalist, she was the one who exposed that the White Helmets really was based on and the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights was really based on an oil guy who had been kicked out of Syria, sitting up in Coventry, England, issuing press releases from Coventry, England, and he hadn't stepped his foot in the country in 15 years. The other one is his business partner down here at Petrofac. He's the one who is the architect for pipelines that his company puts in, and he is the one who funds the White Helmets. She's the one who said the White Helmets were a total fraud. So tonight you're going to see an award given to a total fraud. Okay, I was the one who outed the fact that his father was one of the founding members of the Council on Foreign Relations and did all these construction projects all over the world. RT broke that story that he was doing a lot of oil seminars and so forth, but for some reason they couldn't tie his father to the Council on Foreign Relations for some reason. Yesterday I also mentioned that there was operation that the White Helmets not only were not helping like they were supposed to, but they were using, and Ava Bartlett reported this as well, they were using the population of Aleppo as human shields. Then once people were killed living above them, they took their kids who were living down below in these orphanages and selling them off to Arab sheiks. I said the same thing was happening in Mosul, and that this Iranian doctor that I mentioned earlier they were shelling out these bodies in Mosul. This reporter, Shifa Gardi, was murdered yesterday, murdered yesterday. She was the one who reported on that group of bodies, that mass grave outside of Mosul. So again, I don't know why these women are the best at being able to see through these really slime balls, but anyway, she was murdered for that exact reason. Here again, I'm saying to Mike Morell, you cannot kill everyone. The truth is going to come out. It's just so much easier to tell the truth. You'll get your agenda. Just say we want to go in and take the oil. Trump will push it with Tillerson. You don't have to murder everyone who comes out and tells the truth. So if you don't remember the story of the doctor, the Iranian doctor, sort of Iraqi, Al-Attar, he was the guy who had his license revoked and was accused by all these women of being sexually molesting them while they were under anesthesia and so forth. He's the one who goes all the way back to Paul Wolfowitz of being one of these shills that's brought in once the government is toppled to sign and stamp a whole bunch of contracts in favor of contractors that were favorable to George Bush. And if you don't remember the Awan brothers story, that same doctor is the one 16 years forward now that's still bankrolling these 3 Awan brothers and these 2 Awan sisters, these 3 Muslim brothers and the 2 Muslim sisterhood people, to infiltrate our 3 most sensitive House Intelligence Committees: the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, House Foreign Affairs Committee, and the House Homeland Security Committee. So tonight you're going to see a huge fraud. It was broken by Ava Bartlett. I broke the story on his father being one of the founding members of Council on Foreign Relations, and all the contracts they did together, oil contracts they did together. RT broke the story about how he was speaking at all these oil seminars and so forth. So there's a lot of information here. There's a lot of fact and very little fact with regard to the George Clooney story that you're going to see tonight.